on site on the drain tile project. We had a lot of rain over the weekend and everything we did worked really well and flowed well. We just added more to the project, getting this opened up in the woods here to relieve the water pressure on this lawn and the back side of the cut. And we're gonna put another 375 foot of drain tiling. Looking good. Let's get it going. Where we had that ponding over there where I said I was gonna put some riprap rock over the pipe, it worked really well. Took the surface water because we had 1.5 inches of rain over the weekend, so it worked super nice. This is all like composty material over the years in the wood line here. I'm just gonna slick it off, get our depth, and then we should be able to stay the same depth all the way. We shouldn't have to use the laser because we use a natural grade slope. The hill drops off that much. You can just, as long as you keep the same distance on the bucket, you should be pretty good. You'll have enough fall. So that's the play for the next few hours. Gonna do this. Dirk Sexy got called back into work, so he's not with us no longer. Which kind of stinks. I was getting used to having a helping hand. But we'll figure it out. Oh yeah. She's starting to flow now. Just getting out of the woods, getting to the cut, and work our way right around this. Alright, this is why you're gonna see why I love the tilt bucket. Just angle it, and we're gonna cut this V in here. Get this water right on out. Because all the material to the right is going to go over the pipe. You see the water's already coming down naturally. So all we're doing is making sure it's going down by cutting a V in it before we install a pipe. We'll get this all cleaned up. Probably got a little happy with it there, but we have to get happy with it because over here is a real low spot. Right here is a low where it collects. We will the slop up here to dry. Nobody said it wasn't going to be messy. We all knew it was going to be messy, but it has to be messy. We get this in. Right here is where we got to cut to get that down. Let's see how that does in a minute. We're gonna get a cup of Joe, see if she starts running the water. I'm pretty sure she will. part I had to get on the back side to make sure we had enough pitch. As you see here, I'm facing the trench this way, got the boom cocked all the way. Tilt like that, and then I track it up. We're gonna let this dry for a little bit. This nice weather we got, this stuff flashes over quick, so I'm gonna let it drain for a day, then come back and install that pipe. We'll see what it looks like, because I gotta push everything from where the bucket is over the top of the pipe and then into the green, so we get rid of this swale, which will be great. But we knew we had to keep the swale when we were installing the cut first, because we would have just trapped a ton of water. And we're heading into the muckety muck. This is where the water starts to get consolidated. Gotta connect these tracks here, get them out, get the water out. Gotta get this water all to go and start flowing before I leave, and then we'll let everything dry up. No sense in making mud and then trying to go over the pipe and then squishing the pipe. It doesn't make sense to do that, so we will let this flow out like it's starting to now. See where she goes. She's a rolling. She is a rolling. We're cooking now. We got the laser receiver on the boom, and I straightened the pipe not to make that arch, so it's going to go straight into the water source. A lot better. A lot better. So we'll get this cut out, and that should be, I'll catch back up to the V I already made. This is right here was the lowest point. Set that up there for the sun to dry it. Oh, that's money. And I got it set 16 per foot going down. And if we get a little more, then we get a little more, but that's all you need. All right, trusty laser did its job. Water is flowing. We got the trench dug all the way. Went more than a 16th because I had the room to do it. So it's all draining pretty dry now, and we'll lay that all up there, let the sun hit it, throw that pipe in tomorrow, and then just blow this hill, or blow this swale, clean it up right into the green. Nice and nice. Back on site, just moving the slop, trying to get ready for backfill on this pipe. This is the wettest point where the spring or field is draining to. It's the end, and then or the beginning, and then of our pipe. It's getting this wet. You put this wet mucky stuff in there, it'll never dry up. We'll take good stuff from the cut, have good weather for it to dry up, but don't have really much time. Running out of time. This is good soil once it's dry though. Trench is flowing good this morning. pulling back the cut, the stuff we dug out, dried out pretty good. And we'll mix it with top. It'll be real dry, hopefully, once we get to that point. Oh yeah, she's firm. She's a firm. All right, we're just about at the end of our run where we gotta add another pipe. We got this all pulled back filled, roughed in. Let's check our pipe out. Oh yeah, she's draining. Hello. Another section in. Go tie it in with a coupler. Start backfilling. All right, pipes are all in. We're just cutting the surface off this, getting all the right on the crown I am, and getting the water to go over there to the pipe, and making that transition from green to brown here just about zero. Still have a little kink in it just to run natural water to get to the pipe probably, but this was like muckety muck, and I'm so surprised how I could get on this with the skid steer. I just kept taking the dry stuff going over the top. That part of the pipe right here, we're gonna take that rip wrap up there and put a section of rippy here, because this is like the wettest part. That's the beginning of the pipe. And I'll show you over on the other pipe what we did, and it worked really good. I'll tell you, I wouldn't be able to do it without the diesel bucket, that tooth bucket. This stuff's, the surface is hard as concrete, but underneath of it's like lava, so it's really pumpy and floating too. And then you'll get into a chunk and it will peel out like 8 inches out of rip, because it's all, you know, the clay, and then it just peels. And once you dig in, it digs in. Let's get over to this pipe. So this is how this was. This is where the big huge ponding was. So I wanted to put the upright right there, and then we just put riprap over the top of that, and it just drank it. There was a lot of water this weekend. It drank it good. Got it out of here, and that's what I'm going to do over there too. Then once the grass grows and all that, you mow right over that. You never see it. It intertwines in and out of the rocks. All right, I'm tickled the way this thing slicked off. Could have used the dozer at a couple points. A lot of material, heavy material. moving for a skid steer. We cut that whole bank down so right to zero. Now there was on the other side down there, it was like a 3-foot drop. Still got to get the rocks here. We'll do that when my boy Max gets off track practice. Get him over here and we'll do that later this evening. Gives him something to do, you know. Anyways, short sweet little drain tile that should complete all the drain tile here. We had 750, so we had a 500-foot stretch, 250-foot stretch, and 375-foot stretch. So just should dry this place up real good. It's definitely flowing. Let's go over to the pipe. It's crazy as hard as this top is. The bottom, just the crust is hard. Then it's all like lava underneath. You just touch with the teeth and all of a sudden the whole ground starts rolling underneath you. That's why you get these, even out in the middle, it don't matter, the whole thing, because it was all, again, it was all the bottom of the pond dredging. So if you didn't see this project in the beginning, this was a big hill. He couldn't see the tree line back there. It was just covered with a big hill because they dredged out the pond. So they had to, by DEC regulations, they had to put everything here and let it dry out for a couple years. Then we had to move it. So here's the pipe coming out. As you see, water's here. She's flowing. Everything graded off good here. I mean, this was like a 3-foot drop off because we had to keep that swale before we had the pipe, and now with the pipe we just blended it all back in. Everything is looking good. All right, here's the section, the head here where everything's gonna come. Just want to throw some rock here, and like I said, that will all get grassed over or whatnot, and you can cover it later if he doesn't like the rock. But this is the best way to get the initial ponding out of here. All right, rocks are in. We're just gonna grade it up.